Welcome, guys. It's the Market Sniper, Crypto Sniper, Market Sniper, Reset Sniper. It's all of them actually, but the Market Sniper today. How are you all doing? We're going to talk about Tizzle. Yes, Tesla. Tesla has got a bit of fizzle on the go. Hence, it's a tizzle. You're going to schnizzle your nizzle on this one. $1,000, he said. Well, that's a bit eccentric. And first, let me just say also, we're going to get the guys in the comments. Hey, but you said Tesla down. No, I didn't. I said I don't like the Tesla truck. I think it's a lemon, and it's going to be proven to be a lemon. So for all those that are going to say, why are you posting something so positive about Tesla? It's in the charts. We were watching this. And we've been talking about it in the community for a long time. You can't assume you know what I'm feeling on talking about a particular stock. And we'll go through some of the reasons maybe why, because everybody likes the story. I'm here to give you the technicals. The story often follows later. But this was clearly setting. When it was doing this over here, we said it's either going to break down or it's going to break up. And of course, it did this. It did a beautiful little fractal inside our funnel. That's the third high, by the way. That's the third and final low. It did this, double tightening. Let's go with the TG pink. There we go, there we go, there we go. Squeezy, squeezy, Japanesey. Up you go. Kiss the entry. Small technical run, pull back, and then go. First interim, yes, start grinding, spinning tops, little shooting star, little hammer, more kettle drumsticks, finding the range, spinning, bleeding up, and then shush, there we go, 424. Since the call of the traditional entry at 271, you are already in the 400s. You're already in the 400s, 424. You can buy options, call options on these. My overall call, let's get it out early. What are we covering in the video? The call is Tizzle, Tesla with some fizzle, is going to run the 922.14. I'm calling it technically possible that you're going to get a $1,000 price as part of that surge through move during the course of next year, before December, before this time next year, before the 31st of December next year. I think it's indeed possible that you could have surged that much. Go and check our SP 500. When does it top? The market's going to get more crazy before it goes down, is my opinion. That doesn't mean we won't get a few shocks along the way and somebody will come, we're down 10%, 15%, 20%, flash crash, blah, 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 blah. That could also be part and parcel of getting more crazy. It's more volatility, but the overall, when you look back a year, is going to be blow off. It's going to be blow off. Why? Because debt markets are collapsing. That means the value of the fiat is collapsing in real terms immensely. That actually makes something stand still, even go up in diminished fiat. Plus, there's other drivers because this is 271 and we're calling 1,000. We're literally calling nearly a 4x on Tesla, and it's already part the way there. It's at 424. It's got another $600 to lay down, but it's still plenty of room for people like you to make some money on that. And call options might be a way, or you might buy the shares, etc., etc. As is ever the case, it's an HVF method. We were bearish once on a head and shoulder. That did make a target, by the way. That was some time ago. That was during 2022. We called a left shoulder and a head. That was around the same time that we were warning also the NASDAQ was due a reversal, when somebody else with a similar sounding surname was saying the melt up is coming. We said you're going to get a correction first. And you did get that technical correction. In fact, Tizzle, that was up and around the $400 last time, which was a localized high, by the way. That was in around 2021, the back end of 2021. Let's get exact numbers for you. But you've just surpassed this. This is why I'm releasing it now. You were at a high of 414.50 at this point over here. You see it up top under the H. Up top there, 414.50. The candle along was 413. The other one was 403. 414.50 is the high, and you have now made new highs on Tizzle, which is Tesla with a bit of sizzle. That's right, and so it's going up. I still hate the product, the truck. I still think it's a lemon, but that's not going to stop a stock going up, and I'll cover other reasons why that could happen. And in fact, Grok will do it. Let's ask Twitter, X, which also happens to be owned by the same guy that's doing this thing, the Rockefeller frontman that is paid by states to do SpaceX, paid by states to do probably Neuralink development, it's paid by states to do battery card development, like California particularly, etc., etc., etc. It's got a lot of his revenue from the status. Isn't that nice? So it's kind of like if you're a Rockefeller frontman for all these mega corporations, and you just get the government paying you money to do lots of stuff. Hey, NASA's going to pay you. Will you put a satellite up? Who knows what it costs? Imagine the margins on taking a satellite into space. Hey, hitchhiker ride, please, up into space. Supposedly, well, who knows what's real anymore in this space. But I would imagine the cost of that he gets to bill is pretty good, especially as the people behind him that he's a front man for. Remember, JP Morgan died, and JP Morgan Bank was found out to have only the smallest holding under JP Morgan's name. The rest were the legacy families that were behind it all. But it carried his name. He got the ego. He was the front man. He was the face. The dark statist City of London bankers and of old money of Europe never show their faces and never are named, but they are the deep shareholders of real depth. And they have front men, people that are corporated and that are working, that still get to be incredibly rich on very small minority stakes that you and I can only dream of. Anyway, back to the technicals. A little bit of a reminder. So I think the truck's a lemon, but that doesn't mean the stock's a lemon. And since this break, after that Feynman break was confirmed, it's been absolutely zipping. It had a little consolidation period there on our first interim. It's heading for a second interim, which is on the borderline of 500. And the call is before the end of next year, you could have actually seen a $1,000 for Tizzle, which is, as we've already said, a 4x literally from the just-in-time entry over here, and from where it is, another 2.5x to make it as well. So 2.5 times, and that's in a year. That's a lot. That's a big percentage calls, guy. So that's 150% for the year. Could be big. Listen, it might not make it in the year, but I'm going to stick my head out and say I think it can. Before this time next year, Tizzle will be well on the way to its 922/1000 run. Typically, if you're running here with some degree of momentum, there can be some follow through and you'll probably break it. So could be very interesting, but is it the time to buy calls while it's mooning like that? No, you probably want to wait for a little bit of a rest pause. By the way, earnings are coming. You may get a little bit of a bump on the earnings, or you may get a bit of a dump on it. Estimate 0.75, revenue 27.4 billion. So what does, let's ask Grok some questions. In fact, that's not the one, let's ask it here. What are the reasons Tesla's futures look so bright? So I get the technical story, and it's triggered, and we say, hey, Grok, also owned by, you know who, AI, you get it, a little bit of that coming into the story too. Well, record demand, expanded production. Well, I don't see a huge amount of people buying cars. I don't think people are feeling so great, but corporates might. He's getting into trucks. Innovation in vehicle lineup, new models. Most of that doesn't inspire me in terms of in a single year doing 150%. That's a car company stuff. They don't tend to do that, especially when they go up 150%. Car company wise, and we're going to get to the bit that I think is going to be the real driver. Advancements in autonomous driving and AI. Now that is getting a lot closer as to why I think there could be extreme growth. People are going to start pricing this element in. Market position and brand strength, not so impressed. You think of Toyota and everybody else, dealer networks and all of that. Financial and operational milestones, not so interested. The environmental impact and policy influence, blah, 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 blah. That's all pretty scammy. Batteries have come deeply undone in terms of stories like the Porsche Taycan and many others. The depreciation, the cost of replenishment, the advancement in tech. The minute you buy it, there's something a lot better at the same price, 6 months down the line. No. I ask, what about the AI positioning? I smell a little bit of the NVIDIA magic juice rather than the motor vehicle selling magic juice in this thing. I'm not so sure the motor vehicle selling bit is where it all is. Apart from that autonomous driving that was referenced in the first half. So autonomous driving. Tesla's heavily invested in driving technology. It's full, Tesla's approach, imitation learning, where AI learns from human drivers' behavior. This is big data, guys. This is big data, visual data, biometrics, because it's going to take your face as well as the road, behavioral, you name it. This is overall data, human behavior, event, risk, driver behavior, humans when they are managing a vehicle, computers' behavior in dealing with risks, fine-tuning programs and algorithms, constantly collecting data to refine and enhance the FSD, the self-driving. I don't think it's even just about self-driving. Big data collection never is one industry specific alone. It sprawls into many, many things. That's why all these huge things, especially as we head headlong into surveillance finance world, you are paying, they are making the champions of industry, the people that are designing the products that are scooping all your data and will turn you into prisoners in your own prison cell, the virtual surveillance finance grid. That is why Tesla is going to do great. That's why all the commercial property is doing terrible, except for server farms. Isn't that interesting? Who's doing that? Well, Amazon, Microsoft, you guessed it, all the big guys. And why is that for? Your data, your face, your picture, your biometric thumbprint that everybody's using at banks nowadays when you want to change an account, your passport when you're coming in and out, scanning, all of it. Data, how you spend, your bank being integrated, the CBDC, the forthcoming digital ID, to stop the immigrants from coming in and stealing the election, like as in 2020. That will be your narrative for you to sign up for that. AI in manufacturing and robotics. Robotics, another key major growth area. Beyond vehicles, that's where I started to get interested. Tesla applies AI in its manufacturing processes to optimize production. They could be selling templates and mechanisms for other producers to make things better, utilizing robotics, what they learn, enhanced quality controls, automating tasks. The introduction of the Optimus robot further extends Tesla's AI strategy into robotics. The robotics is what is exciting the people that are buying this, not selling another car. Trust me, car margins are not that huge, even for the iPhone variety car. And you know, Teslas might be one of the best in class, but they don't hold that great a value. There's going to be a lot of second-hand Teslas now that the first surge has gone out there with old battery techniques. A couple of the hard car industry home hitting aspects are going to be hitting home. Here's where the growth is going to come. This positions Tesla as not just an automotive company, but a broader tech entity focused on AI-driven solutions across industries. Right there is the rub in one sentence. That's how it gets to 1,000, not because the Cybertruck is an absolutely awesome piece of kit. Like I say again, it's a future H2, Hummer H1, H2, a lemon of a depreciating thing. But there are many people that think it's cool. There's plenty of them that'll think it's cool that disagree with me that'll buy it. So it'll still do okay. Just because I think it's a crap product doesn't mean if I'm right, and it doesn't mean lots of others won't think differently. But here's your growth. The success of that truck is not going to be what drives it, the AI aspect of it. And here's why this happens. If the dark state legacy families, and people say too conspiratorial, if the controlling people of the world are wanting to set up a surveillance finance digitalized grid, one of the best things to do is to pump the companies they are giving contracts to do this development work stock, because that in itself becomes a new currency. Every new startup that's making a super new revelation can be bought up by Tesla for billions on account of stock, because the stock's now worth $1,000 because they're going to dominate this space. Boom, 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 bosh. They're actually paying a lot less, and they have a hyper-valued stock because they are positioned in the super stream of what is being prioritized as the key area that the dark state families want development. So when you are that big and you are controlling all the agendas, you say governments, corporations will all be forced to do the following, and as a result this is the key industry, and we will build that railway line infrastructure because everything's going to go on trains, and eventually this will be cash cow, just like mobile phones, and all that investment in masts was all part of that. And you had mobile stocks go so high as if the CEOs were brilliant. They made a hero out of a guy called Chris Gent, who was head CEO of Vodafone during the mega expansion years of mobile networks. We're talking almost 2 decades ago. But it was just that industry needed to balloon up. Why? Because of apps, because of smartphones to come. Grid network needed all up, surveillance, tracking, all those agendas have happened. And the new mobile phone industry is AI. NVIDIA told you so. And Tesla has a position in that, and that is what's going to drive supreme growth. They are going to hyper value that fact that Tesla just always seems to be positioned where the major trends are. That's right. And the satellite SpaceX thing is the same. It's all about internet everywhere. You can't get off grid. You can't even go hide in the middle of a desert and not get internet, courtesy of your SpaceX account, beamed down to you so that they can check where you are, what you're doing, if you manage to buy anything, God forbid there was a shop anywhere there, etc., etc. So this is how the world works. I'm trying to reduce something that is kind of conspiratorial down to understanding a key theme, and certain corporations have been selected to be the miners of that theme, and the fund managers and the people that control money from Goldman Sachs and BlackRock are designed and told to hypervalue that theme, because that will eventually be cash cowed, and that's how the world will run. So they are driving the agenda of the world, how everybody will be forced to participate in it, and they will have captured the mobile networks of the land, the railways when everyone has to go on trains. They will be owned, and then it will cash cow like nothing before, and everybody will be paying to rent this convenience service called AI that'll help you design a better drawing, do a better picture, tell you where you should be going on holiday, and everything else that will be running your life in the future. So this is the key. Data advantage. Tesla's fleet of vehicles serves as a continuous source of real-world driving data, giving it a unique edge in training AI for real scenarios. The data-driven approach is central to Tesla's AI positioning. Positioning in AI will give the fundamentals to Tesla. This is what I continue to say. This is the question I ask. Leadership and vision. Of course, being Grok of X, it's going to say Elon Musk's vision. They always have a puppet for you. It's a bit like believing Trump has decided that cryptos must be mainstreamed, and he just thought that he's going to push this agenda, and he had a change of heart of dollar first, and he woke up and he says, if I'm president, I'll be driving that. No, the assigned puppet head for the pivot of acceptance in politics for cryptos that the larger dark faces and long-standing money have decided is the direction. They are now going to bring that agenda to the fore, and the puppet figurehead that they have appointed to lead that turn in normalizing something that was once criminal, Pirate Bay, hire a hitman, buy an AK-47, crypto world, now sanitized and normalized. Now you will have central banks, I'm hearing, in fact, investment banks across the world. I'm having normie people that I'm discussing with that are high net worth individuals telling me that their private bankers are now saying it's time for them to invest in crypto. In short, it hasn't been approved until now, and now the CEOs of high net private banks, Swiss banks, and many others are saying this is the field that's going to grow. So they kept them out of it. They didn't want to touch it. Oh, it's bad, it's bad, it's bad. It's threats to the banks. Don't do it. If you have it, we'll close your bank account. All that malarkey and garbage. And now it's investable. So we are getting to the mainstreaming of crypto. And I'm going to tell you that vehicles and crypto are going to converge, which is another reason why elongated muskiness with the doggy department and the doggy token that he fools around and accepting Bitcoin at one point, then not, then re-accepting it. I don't know where he stands now, holding Bitcoin, selling Bitcoin, all of this stuff are interoperability and they are overlapping. And can I also say, speaking to a very high ranking person in the VW Audi group, because he was in the Audi brand, but the VW group has all the brands in deep trouble at the moment, thanks to, you guessed it, allowing their ally to blow up a pipeline that now means they have highly expensive energy for manufacturing and construction. Frau Merkel cancelling nuclear energy, of course, many years ago, because Fukushima 2011, there hasn't really been an organic meltdown in reactors. There was the neglect in Chernobyl post-communist collapse of a very, very old system that was not serviced. And Fukushima, there's a deep dive for you to do on that one. But I've not got time for that right now. 2011. And it's the safest and most effective energy, but no, wind, must do wind. Sometimes I blow, and sometimes I sucks. And sometimes the whole concept sucks. Anyway, let's get back to this. So with that all said and done, AI is that particular driver tool that they have decided, and it is a great human farm, ant farm management tool for the ruling classes. And Elon Musk is their frontman figurehead. You have to be smart to be even a figurehead there. You've got to impress people in interviews. You're never going to be a fool, and you're going to be rich, let's be frank, but you're not the 100% owner of what everybody thinks you're the 100% owner of. It's all in foundations, trust, cross holdings. You guessed it, and it all ends up probably BlackRock, Vanguard, and ends up City of London and the big families of Central Europe, Northern Europe. Anyway, that all said, Elon Musk's vision, the legacy family's vision for Tesla includes transforming it into an AI and robo-taxi company. So Uber's probably going to end up having to buy and contract for services, or it's going to be crushed as a competitor, kind of like MySpace when by YouTube, etc., etc. So it either gets bought out, it either quickly buys a license, something's going to happen, it has to pay a bunch of money because suddenly they don't need the drivers no more. They can fire them, they never were employees, and that gig will all end as drivers for Uber in some way or another. If you are an Uber driver, it's unlikely if you're on this channel, but you might be if you have friends. Let me tell you, it's not there forever. That gig is not there forever, and maybe you should be grateful. But in terms of earnings, you've got something to think about. The vision is supported by significant investments. Where's that all coming? Who's got all these deep pockets? The legacy money, who can print money, that can also levy taxes. That can also have California state pay huge subsidies to Tesla for its entire development period. That can also have NASA spend money to contract SpaceX. It's your money they're spending. They're diluting the dollar. All that dollar dilution and that debt destruction by the interest rates going up. Oh, small point. The US 10-year is heading back up, by the way, after a small pullback. How far will it go down? Well, we thought it could go down all the way to the midpoint or even the bottom here, but you're already getting a bit of a rally in this falling wedge as I change tax a little bit. You can see that this, in the long run, breaks this red line, maybe in the short run or medium run, breaks this line and goes back above 5% and beyond. And that's going to be terrible for the debt market, awesome for the devaluation of money, which means the stock market, despite high valuations, even something that's standing still, an everyday company of average profits in a normal, non-trending, non-AI business, doing something simple, selling widgets that we've all bought, tool manufacturing company that sells screwdrivers and things, will continue to go up as a result of money being devalued. As the debt market escalates its loss of valuation, capital flees from it, and it flees into the hot and flying fields and into other stable asset groups like ordinary stocks, and of course particularly into the go-go stocks. And the go-go region is AI. Your surveillance finance is the hot spots. This is why I say this is the great hold your nose investment theory place. You need to be invested in the things that will constrain your future existence. You can decide to object morally, as I had done before, to your own detriment. It doesn't stop it from happening, I'm afraid. Somebody else is going to buy that stock. Funds and pensions. Amoral hedge fund managers who have a responsibility to deliver alpha and nothing more are going to buy things they think will go up. So you may as well be in it to win. And this is one of those stocks. Be in it to win. I still think that Cybertruck is an absolutely garbage truck. It's way too heavy. It's ugly. It has no bumpers. It does damage horrible. I don't want to be hit by that thing. Even at 5 k's per hour, you're going to have your broken hip one-time shoe shine, my friend. I think it's going to be impractical. Doesn't have the storage space. It's neither a proper truck nor a real sports car. When you have to get those batteries fixed and how long they last, I don't know. It doesn't look right. The A-frame style doesn't have the proper headroom in the right places. You name it. But that is a detail on one product in one of the sleepiest areas, car manufacturing, and AI is the theme. It has been chosen as the theme in the same way as I tell my gold bullion friends, you probably need investing in crypto. Tesla's AI strategy is thus about achieving technological leadership in autonomous driving, not just that, expanding into AI computation and robotics, and leveraging an unparalleled data set. They have the funnel of data. And data is absolutely money. Every crazy driver, every normal driver, every scene, every road, all over the world, and they capture that data from you. You cannot opt out of passing on that information. They are scooping, watching your face, watching the road, doing all of that. It's all necessary for the self-driving project. They will own the robo-taxi companies of the future, and you will be told you no longer really need to own a car. You can have one when you need one, just for the time you need it. You don't need to worry your little head about servicing and do all that. Just when you want to go somewhere, you order it, it'll be outside your door. That will be brought to you by Tesla. The freedom to suddenly go on your own ICE engine power. It's going to become a special day. They won't even be allowed on the road in the future. You'll have to wait for Sundays, special event licenses for vintage cars. That'll be anything that has an engine soon to get them out on the roads. And you will pay higher tolls. There'll be an in-betweener phase where you'll be paying a much higher toll to continue until they squeeze you out for having any form of internal combustion engine. And then we're all in robo-taxi world for the masses. So that's where it's hedging, leveraging an unparalleled data set. That's the data and enhancing AI. They will continue to be able to refine their logic. Which comes with, how good of Grok to remind us that in fact it's going to come with data privacy concerns. How's privacy done in the last 10 years? A la Facebook, a la Twitter, a la locations for the Palestinians in Gaza whose WhatsApp accounts saw Israeli missiles come directly down on their heads, courtesy of Peter Thiel in Palantir. How do you think it's gone? How do you think your data has gone? How do you think how many times has your face been pictured, do you think, walking down the street that you know of or can guess at? The immense technical hurdles of true autonomy, they will get over that just by brute force and applying chip and logic and coding. In the end, they will perfect it. And the need to continually innovate to stay ahead of competitors. Well, they have a running start. They have a huge data set of clients. And that is why, my friends, I will say to you, this stock will behave more like Nvidia next year than a car company. And to do that, it needs to get from 418 as it is now to over 1,000, which is through our target of $922. That is our call. Equity call, Christmas present to you right here on the 12th of December for taking us to the doorstep of 75,000 subscribers. My gift to you is a Tesla heads up for higher ground. You may get a technical pullback, by the way, now. Long-term leap type options could serve you very well with strikes in and around the 450, 488, 500 mark. You'd probably pay not too much for them as it pulls back if you can get it in the mid 300s, upper 300s. And leave it on, get at least a year and a half so that you sell with some time value on it. That could be non-advisory, an idea that I might execute upon. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Watch the sizzle in Tesla turn it into a big fat tizzle. That'll have you snizzling your nizzle all the way to the bankymos, which will be, of course, probably some crypto account. Oh, one final thing. I started to tell you about VW Audi guy high up that was telling me something. I've got to tell you this story. Crypto and battery iPhone cars merge with the whole track and trace thing. Let me tell you, car companies, we almost went bust, VW. They're going to say we make one standard of car. It gets all the extras, everything it could have. And you come and you pay for either the base model with a certain amount of extras, the base model with 2/3 of the possible extras, or the full car. If you get the base model to get the cheapest price, they will make it as standard with all the extras. And then you will have a crypto-based wallet with micro payments that will be embedded in the car. And you will have to have a wallet of, let's say, XRP, for example, that is put in there. And if you ever decide to use a component of that car that was not part of what you paid for, you will be charged per use. You see, all these car companies want subscription model. Subscription model. They don't just want that big hit. They want you to come back in for a recall where they get to do some other additional work for you. They ensure you get it serviced. They want to get you to pay monthly for something that you didn't buy in the original state. Manufacturing could be made much simpler if everything is just put in. They design it all in and you buy part of the car. It's kind of like a balloon payment. It's like when you buy 60% of the vehicle spread over 10 years. You're actually never buying the car. You're taking a chance on the depreciation and the remaining 40% balloon payment you're going to have to make, not being below the value in 10 years, and then rolling that shortfall in finance that you still owe into your new car until eventually you have a mortgage for 3 or 4 generations of cars that you've changed. But let's ignore that at tertiary extracting financial mercantilism point for a moment and just say, when you only have to make one full spec car, you can reduce the costs and the variations in the manufacturing process, and you can embed a micro payment system in the vehicle for which someone will have to buy credits. And if you have no credits on that wallet, and maybe you put the aircon on and you didn't buy it with the aircon, and you didn't buy it with any other back massaging, and you decide to use it, you start to accrue micro payments that go through their crypto wallet into the wallet of VWAG Deutschland there in Wolfsburg, or any other car, any other vehicle. Watch for the overlap, the convergence of crypto wallets into vehicles. You already have crypto wallets in mobile devices. You are going to start to have crypto wallets in your iPhone car, because it is an extension of the iPhone. It tracks you, it traces you, it just also supports you in terms of getting somewhere as well as being your iPhone. They look like iPhones, they put screens like iPhones, they watch you like iPhones, they listen to you like iPhones, they track you like iPhones, they surveil you like iPhones. You can have a crypto wallet in your iPhone. It's coming for the car. Can you not see it? Can you not see it that I'm predicting this here and now? It's coming for the car. Subscription model will be in place for any vehicles that you own in the coming future. All of this, never mind the huge AI data sets, which will be the main driver for Tesla's success. Okay, thank you for watching. Give us a like. This is your equity tip in the non-metal space for next year. Tesla through $1,000. Yes, that's 2.5 times away plus. And I still think there's scope for a bit of a pullback now. You might be able to stretch that a wee bit. Thank you for supporting the channel throughout 2024. We look forward to taking you into 2025. Coverage of precious metals, of course, indices, oils, currencies, you name it. Keep an eye on that USD Korean won. Many other things to update and keep you fresh with. Till next time, catch you later. Bye.
Tired of profit wipeouts and blown accounts from following trade signal groups and other YouTube channels? Looking for a better way to trade, reduce your stress, and minimize your risk? Become a skilled technical analyst and see the charts and markets in a new light using the successfully proven HVF method by Francis Hunt, while being surrounded and supported by a principled, structured, and experienced community. Enjoy a constructive learning environment while practically trading markets, supported by a bespoke platform run through browser and app, specifically designed to teach and engage you whilst learning and growing as the markets move. This is not a Telegram or Slack signal group. All trade ideas are based on a proprietary technical analysis process honed over decades, which is the HVF method, leading to trade ideas with fast-moving breakouts and tight stops, exact entries and exits, nuanced interim considerations, and ultimately, strong rewards. Submissions are graded and scored by Francis for potential high-quality setups, and we provide bespoke tools to help get the job done properly and with precision. Over time and with focused effort, you'll begin to look at charts and price action just like Francis. Community updates every day by Francis and our 3 webinars a week provide a 360-degree approach, which are presented by our experienced team of trade leaders to spot potential trades. We're a community of self-actualized individuals, spanning the globe and active 24/7, 365. The premium community provides a warm, supportive, and cooperative place for people willing to listen, participate, contribute, and to learn. We've changed thousands of traders' lives. Transform your approach to trading now. Transform your life. Book an introductory call with us on the link below.